Hello guys, this is Joseph from Jouleconcepts. How are we doing today? All right, so this is the second in the series looking at this 3D product design visualization. And if you remember in the last video that I shared, we checked for references online, and now we are coming up to dribble.com to check for some references that we might create. So I found this and I thought we should look at how to demystify creating such things. All right. So, the creator of this product is Junelight Studio from Dribble. So you can just also check him out. I think he also has very good products creating. So we're going to be looking at how to create the overall shape of this product and then a bit of lighting and then rendering procedure for this, which is kind of different from the other one. All right. So these are a few of my own renders. So I just did a test. These are a few renders from my own end, and you can see that. Then I have a light theme. I have a light theme, and I also have a dark theme. So that is what we're going to be looking at today. So if you're new to my channel, please do subscribe because I do tutorials like this every day. Then also share, like, drop your comments in the description because it also helps me on YouTube algorithm. So without taking much of our time, let's just get into it. I'm going to start by choosing the general templates and then deleting everything that I have here. Then the next thing will be to split my screen. So I'll just bring my mouse here, split the screen vertically, change from 3D viewport to image editor. And as always, I'm going to bring my um, reference image and drag that over here. And then I have this right here. Again, like I also said in my previous video, I'm not going to be working with dimension basically. So just eyeball this and then I'll quickly get the whole thing. So the basic shape we have here is just more like a cylinder. So Shift A, I'm going to choose cylinder. And then I'll come to the settings of the cylinder and then I'm going to start working with this radius. So I'll bring the radius a little bit down like so, something like that. And then also the depth for the height. And I think that's pretty much what I want. So let's just make this height 1.8. All right. So this is a meter, so I'm sure you know that bottles are not that big. So I'm just, like I said, it's just an eyeball. So just for you to get the overall sense of this. So once we have this done, I'm going to now start analyzing the products. You notice here, if you analyze this, you can imagine that there is a cut here, another cut here, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, and a last one, 6. So I'm going to try to get similar things. So I'll select this object, hit start to go to edit mode, and then Control R for loop cuts. I'm going to have 6 cuts. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then once I have that 6 cuts, I'll just click anywhere, press escape. And I'm going to use my scale tool and just scale them up like so. And if you look at this, all the 6 stuff, they are kind of closer to this base than this stuff. So I'll use my move tool to kind of move this down close to the base. And this is pretty much what I'm looking for. And then let's quickly get the overall shape and then we'll come back to this main stuff to analyze. And so we'll go to our face mode, select this face, just do inserts to come in all the way here and then extrude this up like so. Do another insert, then extrude this down and I'll just stop that here. And this is not a glass product, basically. So I really do not need to work on the interior. If it was a glass product, then I'll take my time to follow up and work on this interior. So maybe I could just put this in solidify modifier. But then this is just a solid fill product. So I really do not need to stress myself with that. And then for the base also, I'm going to insert that a little bit so that I can just have that done. And that's pretty much how that is done. So I'm going to go to my object mode and create another cylinder so that I can get the cap. So Shift A and go to cylinder. And for this, I'm going to bring the depth down somewhat there. And then I will just move this up. All right, so this is not bad. So I'll just bring this all the way here. So also, if you look at this, we have three chords here. Three loop chords, 1, 2, 3. So I'll just hit Tab, do the same thing, Control R, have three loop chords, press Escape, and they are kind of equal on both sides. So I'll just use my scale tool while they are still selected and just scale this up like so. So we'll have that. So I'll just quickly finish up just like I did for the body and go to face, select this, I for insert to insert that there. I'll do the same thing for this. I for insert, another I for insert to get to this base and then extrude this down. And so I might need to go to move to move this down to just touch that base. Then I can hit my forward slash to isolate the cap, and then I also for insert, then E to extrude this up like so. All right, so we're really gonna need this together. So if I go to my wireframe, so I can have a sense of where it should be. All right, I think that's fine. So I can go up and then forward slash to bring this back. So this is majorly the overall shape of the bottle, but then the main thing is now how to get this out. And so it's a very simple thing to do, but let's just quickly get these edges solved. Tab, go to edge mode, select this edge, Control B to bevel and just bevel this up a little bit like so. That's fine. I'll do the same thing here. Alt forward that, Control B to bevel, and then just click this. And I also want to do for this. So I can just isolate that by using forward slash. Select all of these guys like so. Even though I'm not going to see that, but let's just do everything. And this is good. And we're done with the cap. Let's do the base. Also isolate that. While I'm still my edge mode, select all of these edges. And also this. And then for Control B rather, and then just move this up a little bit to bevel that edge. And then we have this forward slash to bring back every other thing. So now let's quickly start working on this. I've already cut them. So, but now this is a very simple thing, but this is, let's look at how we will sort this. So if I select both objects so that I can work on them at the same time. So maybe let me just work on this first and then we do that. So if I isolate this, I can go to edit mode. So basically I need to select everything but this. So if I go to one of these orthographic view and put on my X-ray mode, I'll go to my face and select all of these faces. And that's just what I need. And now you notice that I would not select all to run this operation. The reason is because if you look here, I have all these different operations, but this is kind of different. So I need to also leave this out and do my operation on every other part before I do the operation on this guy. So I will try to select this guy out of this selection. So, but we have the count in here. You can notice we have 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So that means I can just choose any one here, holding down shift to deselect. And then along the height, I need 2 of these guys. So I'll do that. And then along the width, I need 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll just choose 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is how I'm going to get that. And also, if you notice, we have 2 on the base and 1 at the top. So this is 2 and that 1. And that is how I will do that. So now the next thing is I'm going to do inserts on this operation on this selected object. If I use I and try to insert this, this is what will happen. It will try to insert everything together, and that's not what I want. So as soon as I click, I'm going to have this drop down. If it's not showing up, just click on this insert faces. I want to click on this individuals, and then it's going to do an individual insert. So I can hold down shift to drag this as I want. So I'll just bring this up like so, and something like this is good. And then once I'm done with that, I'm going to bring them out by using my scale tool. So if I hold down my scale, just tap S for scale. Notice if I try to drag out, it's dragging along all axes, even in the height axis, which I do not want. I want to tell Blender to drag on all axes except Z. So for me to remove the Z from all of the axes, just hold down Shift and tap Z, and then it's going to remove Z. Then I can let go. So I can move this out as much as I want. So let's just look at the value. If you look at the top here, you're having a value up here. So I want to tire like 1 point, maybe 1.06 is fine. So I just type 1.06. So remember the number, that's 1.06. So once I have that done, I'll select these guys also separately. Select them together and hit my eye to insert. But now it's also trying to insert them separately, but we want this to be not individual. So you can pick them together. And now once we have this done, the next thing now is you notice I need to move this out. But the issue with this is that if I try to move, it's going to either move on this side or this side. I need to move it along its normal. So I'll change my orientation mode from here to normal. And now I have this Z. So if I just hit my G to move and then Z, then I can put the distance. Don't forget the distance over there. In this case, because I'm just using move, not scale. So the value will not really work. So the scale is what I'm going to use for the cap. Just remember that. So I'll bring this all the way here. So I am fine. Maybe move this in a little bit. I don't want it to come out all the way like we have for that. Those other one. And that's how I'm going to do this. So press escape and we are done with that. So /, I'll do the same operation on this, just / to isolate, tab to go to edit mode. This is quite simple because we do not really have to deselect something. So I'll just select all of these faces. So notice it's also selecting the interior face because I have my X-ray mode on. So I'll just come here, hold down Alt, click, Shift and Alt to click and select everything. And then I will use my eye to insert, bring this in, change this to individual, and then I will bring this a little bit out to get the setting that I want. So once I'm good, and then scale Shift Z, come out. This is where I now start to put the value 1.06, and then that's / and I bring this. So this is pretty much how you would do this. But now the thing now is that you notice the edge is really jagged, all right? So if I right click on this and I go to auto smooth, it will do a bit of the problem, but you notice we're having some issues here. Okay, I think I may have missed some stuff here. So I'll quickly Ctrl Z this operation, please. Ctrl Z. All right, so I'll run this again. S to extrude this out, and then Shift Z. Oh, okay. So this is why I'm having this problem. And the reason is because don't forget, I've changed this to normal. I need to take it back to global for it to work. So I hit Z now. S to scale, then Shift Z, and this will now work 1.06. And if we look through, I don't have that issue anymore. And then if I right click and auto smooth, and that solves that. Same thing with this, a little bit, but still not quite much because all these jagged edges. Let's quickly solve that. So solution to this will be to go to the modifier and add a bevel modifier to it. So you go to the bevel modifier settings. I want to have more segments, say 4. And right off the bat, you start to see that it's beginning to look really nice. So if I want this bevel to be more, I can just increase this more or reduce this. All right. So you have this setting. So I'll just leave it at 0.1, and I'll do the same thing on this. Select this bevel modifier, increase the segment, and then it gives me a bottle how it's going to look like. All right. So now let's quickly check this. Select this and hit tab. Because I'm seeing quite some things here, which is not really nice. So I'm going to Control R to add a loop cut somewhere here, just to push that backwards, and that should solve that right there. Also, this is basically how you would want to model this product. So because I'm going to be using metallic feel or gold feel or this, and so I really do not have a problem with this. So what I'll just do is to quickly um texture this. Okay, so how would I do that? First off, let me join this together by parenting this here. Hold down shift, select this, control P, keep selection, so that by the time I select this and I move, it moves also everything right here. And then let's quickly create a cube object and scale this up and go to my X-ray mode. And I'm just going to move this up like so. I can just use GZ to move this all the way here. And then I can just select one face and delete. So I'll just go to edit mode, select all of these faces, building out 3, and delete those faces so that I can have this product right there. Maybe I'll delete this face also. If I go to my edge mode, I can select this edge and move this way up there and also do this way. So I have a product that I can quickly visualize. So if I go back to object mode, I can select this and then rotate my product so I can have this facing me like that. And then I can just visualize that product like this. So again, go back to this background, go to tab, select this edge, Control B. And now also before I do this, I'm going to make sure that my scale is applied, Control A, and then change it to scale. Then I can go back to edit mode, Control B. I can bevel this and increase this segment so that I can have a smooth beveling for that. So I can also right click, smoothing it so I just have a smooth surface. Okay, so that's how that will be done. So let's quickly set the lighting first, and then we'll be fine. So I'm going to go to my rendering tab, and now I don't really have anything here. You can see that it's not really looking nice. So I'm going to go to my world setting. Instead of this color, change this to environment texture, and then I'll open some downloaded texture. Again, you can see some textures from Polygaming. I downloaded this from Polygaming. So I'll choose this and open that, and that will light these products. And so you can check for different lighting scenarios to see how it lights the product. You can see the way this lights is quite a little bit different from. So let's look at the third one. All right, so I feel this third one is good, better than the other one. So you can really see the edges of this object. But also, if you do not want the intensity to be too much, you can just bring this down so that we just have a little bit of that light in this. Okay, so let's quickly so I'll take this to 1 first. Let's quickly set the material. So I'll select this bottle, go to the material, add the new material, and then I want to work with this pink first. So I'm going to go to the base color and then use this eyedropper to kind of sample this pink, and it's more of a peach color actually. So I'll bring the saturation up a little bit, and I think something like that will be nice. Okay, so that's good. And another thing I also do is go to my render settings. I want to change from EV to cycle so that I can see the way the lighting is hitting on my products. So I have this, yeah, this, I think the color is quite different. So I'll just come back and trying to go towards the pinkish hue. So let us come there a little bit. Yeah, we're getting there. Yeah, we're getting there. So that's close. So now I want to have this reflective hue. So I'll just, while I'm in my material set, take the specular up to add specularity to this object or to this product. And then for my roughness, I do not want it to be too rough like so. So I'll bring the roughness down. So it's going to be reflective. So if you look at the edges, you can see that it's really reflective like that. So you might just want to look at this and look at the good spots for your product. And then once I have that done, I just need to copy this over to that right here. So I already have, let me just name this products. And then if I select the cap, I'll just go and add the products and then that will solve that. Okay. So let's quickly light this and see how this will look. Okay. So that means, we are going to be, I'm not going to be doing this. So we can just do this later. So, but then I just want to show you how this is done, um, created and deleted properly. So I want to have the source of my lights coming from here. All right. And just like we have here, so I'm going to have a key light somewhere here and then have a little bit of fill lights here. So for me to do that, first off, I want to change this to 3D view, create a camera here. So I'm going to change this right here and create a camera in this view, Shift A and put a camera right there. Use my move tool to move the camera up and over. And this, I'll just come to this place and hit 0 number key so that whatever I'm doing here, I'll be seeing the preview there. So for the camera, I'm going to change the rotation, 0. So let's change this to 90. So this is what the camera is seeing now. And I can move this camera back and up a little bit. And I also like having a very narrow focal length. So let's just try 120. So I'll just bring this way back like so. And another thing I also would do is go to the viewport display of my camera composition and can go to the center. So I can see the center of this product. So it's actually centered and that's fine. So what I might just need to do is rotate this, but actually I feel it's okay like that. Then here I can, while I'm changing anything here, I'm seeing the preview right here. So from here, I'll just change this to render settings, render preview. So it's going to show me this. So I'm going to go to the word setting and tone this down to like 0.1. So it's not too much. And I will use my light to really like this. And I'll just use the environment to accentuate it more. So while I'm here, Shift A, create an area light, move the area light off all the way to this side. And then I'll just rotate around my X. So let's say minus 90. So the light is coming from here. I'll just put this here, change my light shape to rectangle, and I can just move this up so that I can have this light here. So I might need to move this right here, rotate around my Z. So I'll just rotate this so that it lights up this. So if I bring this up to like 50, you start to see the lights coming through from that end. You can see that. All right. So let me just turn off all of this. And let's try 70. You see that lights. I might need to also still move this backward a little bit to add direct the lights. Like so. I also want to move this up. And notice while I'm moving, you're seeing the way it's lighten this product. We'll still come back and look at the material. And also what I'm going to do is I'm going to, let's rotate this back. Like so I'm going to change the spread value to like, let's say 60 so that the focus is more on this part. It's not really spread to the background. And then while I change the spread value, you notice the intensity of the light now is concentrated there. So I can now start toning down this. Let's try 40 or 30 should be fine. All right. So for this base, this back light, maybe I'll just have one light at the back, just give it like a blue tint for the fill. So shift A, area light, and then I'm going to move this here. So for this area light, I'm going to really increase this. I want to rotate this around my X also and type 90. And what I'll just do is increase the size of this area light. You just want to increase that size like so. Move this back and move this forward a little bit, rotate so that I can have that light in this. And maybe I want to rotate along, not that. This, let it come down into the earth. So, and I'm going to change this color to bluish tints. And you can start to see what is happening. So if we take this to like 50, you are seeing that blue tint on this edge. Okay, you can see that. So it's just to have that fill to fill that light. So, and then what I'm also going to do is I'm going to light the background because now the background is, I also need to have a light for the background. So create my third light and area lights, take this up and backwards, and then rotate this around my Y going that way. So just at 90. So this will light the background. So if I take this up to like 60 and not much, so we need to continue. So let's just say this is going to be like 100, and let's bring this down. So like 60. So you see what that is doing. And so I'm going to take this up because I don't like the way it's lighting that floor. So I'll just take this up like so. Just take this up. And then I'm going to rotate around my Y so that I can just like that. So I will come to the spread, increase the spread a little bit. So like maybe 80 or 120 thereabouts. Okay, so that's fine. Not bad. Not bad. Okay, so we have that. So if I turn off all of these lights, you see their interaction. So this is just background lights. If I go to my world and bring this to 0, so this is what the background light is doing. It's giving me that um, silhouette of that product. So if I turn off this and turn the next one, this is the kind of the fill lights. You see the impacts, and also this is what the key light is doing. So what I'm going to do to finish up this is I'm going to add a light at the top to kind of just light this product from this, and then I'll be done with that. Shift A, and then create a spotlight and bring that spotlight up and just come to the front a little bit and rotate this around my Y, something like so. So if I go to the lights, I can take this up also. So it's not really giving me, so let's try 500. Okay, so it's coming up. And I also want to change the temperature of this light a little bit, just like a yellowish tint, something like that. And this is what this is giving us. And the radius, so you can see that the light is the shadow is kind of sharp. And the reason is because the radius is, I don't have any radius, but increase the radius, it starts to soften the shadow, and that is what I'm looking for. So I'll just bring this a little bit like that. And let's try 800. And that should give us that. I'm thinking I want to bring this saturation down a little bit, not too yellow, just a little bit of that. And then we have this product done. And now if I add my environment light to it, so let's say 0.4, and it will add to everything, and then you have the whole product coming out like so. But another thing I'm going to do is I want to look at the background. I don't want to have a white background. I want to have a tint of this product in the background. So if I select this product and go to the material, I can copy the hex code of this guy, Control C, and then go to the background, create a background material. I don't want this to be reflective. So I'll just come here, paste that same code here so that the background is this. So what I'm going to do is I don't want it to be this. I'll just kind of change the value a little bit. So brighten this up. And then bring the saturation a little bit down. And so that it will be kind of close, just close. Bring the saturation down. And we have that. And if I bring the value down, you see, so you can have different fill for this product. You can see this is another fill you can like, but I want to increase the value so it's brightens also the product. I'll just bring the saturation down like so. So I think I'm good with this saturation. And so the good thing is if I take my reflection up and I bring this roughness down, you notice that it's kind of reflective. So if that is the fill you are looking for, you can have that reflective surface on this product. So you can see the base is kind of reflecting the product. And if you do not want that, you can also just make it a matte object. So if I'm to have a reflection, what I will do is I will take the value down so that it will kind of accentuate the reflection. And this is what I will go for if I'm to have a reflective surface on this product. But if I do not want to have reflective surface, I'll just take this roughness way up, bring the reflective specular down, then increase the value so that it also just add a bit of interest to it. I think I'm liking that reflection. So let's just take this up, bring the roughness down, and maybe I will come here, reduce this value a little bit so that we'll just have that surface reflecting. So this is pretty much how you will model this and also texture, then have a little bit of lighting for your environment. So I could also go back to this fill lights, kind of take this down a little bit. Let's try 30. And then the last light, which is the spotlight. I'm feeling is too much, so let's try 400. So that the majority of the light is coming from this side. And I also noticed that my product is floating, so I'll just come here and just move this product down. You can already tell that it's floating, so I'll just move this down to be on that surface. And that is how that is. So this is what I thought to just share with you. I did it for my physical class and I thought to bring it and also give to my subscribers online. So if you feel this was helpful, please do give me a like and thumbs up. And if you are also new to my channel, please do subscribe because I do tutorials like this every day. So do have a wonderful day. God bless you. Bye.